Welcome back to another episode of Eli the Computer Guy, the most controversial tech influencer on YouTube. Yep, that's right. That's right. That is a brand new M5 MacBook Pro right there. 128 gigs of RAM, nano texture screen, and you know what I'm using as my daily driver? Yep, the 2.5-year-old computer, because it actually works really well as a daily driver. To be clear, I got that thing so I can do the AI projects and the unified memory. I can do VMs, virtual machines, and architecture and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, let's be frank. You know, you're doing email, you're doing normal coding projects, you're doing normal AI projects. This thing is honestly more than fine. Oh my God, a technology influencer that actually uses the technology. No! Anyways, how y'all doing? Doing okay? Oh, Lordy. Anyways, I worry about the kids nowadays. I gotta say, I wasn't that worried about the kids before I looked at the kids, and I was like, you know what? They're going through some hard times. They're going through some trials and tribulations, but they're going to be okay at the end of the day. If nothing else, they have mountains and mountains and mountains of entertainment to keep them occupied. But apparently, that may no longer be the case pretty soon. Holy shit. Video games are getting so expensive. I do find this to be the funny thing with the young people nowadays, because they cry. Oh my God, they don't stop crying. They just cry all the time. Oh, somewhere around 2001, 2002, we came up with a bright idea to tell boys that real men cry. Unfortunately, we didn't caveat that enough. We didn't quite put that into enough context. And so now young men just cry all the time. God damn, they cry all the time. But anyways, I think one of the interesting things, they talk about how bad the life is. It's just how they take shit for granted. Again, things like these computers, these technologies, that's expensive. It's not even like the computer itself. Not like the computer itself, right? If you're using a Raspberry Pi, if you are surfing the internet with a Raspberry Pi, I'm not saying you're privileged, right? This thing cost $45 not that long ago. I'm saying that so many kids nowadays, or young people nowadays, again, they have MacBooks, right? They've got MacBooks, they've got PlayStations, they've got the broadband internet, and this shit like costs a lot of money. And they're like, oh my God, I don't have anything. You're like, well, you actually do have a lot of expensive stuff. But I do find that to be one of the funny things. But one of the curious questions that I have, again, in this modern world, is what happens when we price the young people out of entertainment, right? There's a lot of interesting arguments about why crime in the United States has fallen over the past 30, 40 years. Again, when I was in high school, that was actually the height of violent crime in the United States. Really was. I got stories. Not gonna tell you. Anyways, right? That was the height of violent crime. And then violent crime has gone down. And there's this whole thing about maybe it's because of lead, right? We eliminated lead from most of our products in the 1970s. So since we literally have fewer mentally handicapped people, we have less crime. That might be a reason. They talk about abortions, right? Basically, if moms are able to get rid of unwanted kids, then they don't become unwanted kids and they don't go through all the abuse and all the nastiness that involves, and they don't become complete pieces of crap. So maybe that's one of the reasons. Air conditioning, again, air conditioning is so normal now. It's a beautiful thing. HVAC. Oh, I love my HVAC. Anyways, right? Kids have HVAC, so they stay in the house instead of going out and causing trouble. But there is an interesting argument, though, also, that it might also be the entertainment, right? Kids are just now watching Netflix and playing video games. They go on and on and on and on and on forever. They go on for so long. Again, I was playing Ghosts of Tsushima. I don't know, Ghosts of Japan. The new one with the girl. Again, gotta be DEI. Now the girl's killing people. Anyways, I'm fine with a girl killing people. I just kind of stopped playing it. Not because it's a bad game. Fuck, it's so long. It just never stops. It just keeps going. I just stopped playing it because I don't know. I just stopped playing it, right? I think that's the interesting thing. So many young people nowadays have unending entertainment, right? You have Netflix that never ends. You have YouTube that never ends. You have YouTube complaining about Netflix that never ends. You have video games that never end. You have YouTube complaining about video games that never end. You have all this entertainment that never ends. And you have so many young people that get sucked. This becomes their life. Remember when entertainment is what people did after they had a long day of work? You go out, you do a long day of work. You deal with your community, you deal with your family, you deal with your personal issues. And at the end of the day, you're like, wow, I'm tired. And then you sit down and I don't know, you watch Babylon 5 or Murder, She Wrote or something. Remember when entertainment was in fact just entertainment? Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck cares? Remember when a really crappy movie could come out and everybody was kind of like bummed? And then they moved on. I remember Star Trek The Next Generation movies when they were in the theater. I remember going to Star Trek The Next Generation movies and on opening day and being the only one in the movie theater. I remember those days. Remember those days? Probably not. You're probably too young for that. Anyways, right? But there's this interesting, like, entertainment is taking over young people's lives. They think this shit is important. Building the world, I'll get to that later. I need to build up my character stats in the latest video game first. So I think it's kind of interesting. A big question is, what happens when the kids can't fucking afford video games anymore? And this might not be so snarky, right? So one, we've got the macroeconomic conditions going on. I don't know whatever the hell's going on with our economy is going on with the economy. And we still haven't priced in the war. You know, the Iran war, it's really interesting. Like all these ships that left Iran in the Middle East a while ago are now finally getting into port, which means we haven't seen the oil shock yet because the oil and products have been coming in. But that shipping stopped like a month ago. So we're going to start seeing those economic issues hitting our country. So one, we were already dealing with whatever economy we had. Now we're going to deal with the bigger macroeconomic forces of the ramifications of the Iran war. So those are things that are already hitting the economy and hitting people's ability to earn money. And so what's going to happen when the cost of entertainment just goes through the roof? So I did see this. Netflix, the price of Netflix is going up. I think the price of Hulu and Disney Plus is going up. So prices are going up as people's ability to access cash, get money, is going down. And so the PS5 is getting expensive again. Sony is hiking up the price of the PS5, PS5 Pro, and PS Portal on April 2nd. So this is coming in a couple of days. It was only last August that Sony raised PS5 console prices in the US, blaming a, quote, challenging economic environment at the time. Today, it has slightly tweaked the phrasing to, quote, continued pressures in the global economic landscape, but the outcome is the same. Price rises across the board, this time even affecting the PS Portal handheld. Starting April 2nd, the price of the standard PS5, that's the one with the disk drive, is going up to $650. So literally a console that is now, what is it? Is it 5 years old? Right? Because it came out right before COVID. Yeah, a console that is now over 5 years old is now up to $650. I bought my PS5 a number of years ago, and it was like $500. I was like, shit, this stuff's getting expensive. And now, after a few years, the price is now up to $650. That's a whopping $100 hike, or $150 if you go back to before the August price increase. The digital edition is getting the same increase, up to $600 from $500 since August. But the most eye-watering huge bump goes to the PS5 Pro, which will now cost you $900 $150 more than its already very high previous 750 MSRP. So yeah, even the PlayStation Portal is getting a $50 increase, up from $199 to $250. And a blog post, Sony acknowledged the impact of price increases on its audience, but said that the careful evaluation that it was a, quote, necessary step to ensure we can continue delivering innovative, high-quality gaming experiences to players worldwide. Again, to players worldwide. If you can't afford to play, you're no longer in the game. Microsoft has also raised Xbox prices twice last year, and earlier this week, Nintendo announced that some of its physical first-party Switch 2 games will soon be more expensive than purchasing the games digitally. While Nintendo has experimented with this kind of pricing structure before, it might point to the increasingly prohibitive cost of making and shipping products right now. So yeah, the price of video games is going through the roof. Here's an interesting question, right? Hear about the opioid of the masses, the opioids of the masses. What if the masses can't fucking afford their opioids? Damn it! I want to do the drugs. I don't want to deal with reality. I don't want to deal with the politicians. I don't want to start a revolution, dude. I just want to mainline the opioids of the masses, but I can't afford that shit anymore. All right? Bread and circuses. What happens when the masses can't afford bread or circuses? Might be a bit of an issue. So yeah, I'll be curious to see basically how this goes. For me, again, being in the technology world and being, a little bit older, I'm almost 50 at this point in time. One of the things that I find fascinating is just how important that content has become, how fundamentally important entertainment is. Right? This isn't entertainment anymore. This is the cornerstone of our culture. Yeah, whatever. Sure. Anyways, so I'll be curious, like, as these prices keep going up and basically price people out of the ability to be entertained, I do wonder what larger ramifications there will be. I'll be curious to see how this goes forward. Oh, we just saw this with Fortnite, all right? Epic Games is laying off 1,000 employees, right? So Epic Games apparently at this point is actually in the red. So Epic, which by any stretch should be doing well, should be in the black, somewhere in the black, apparently is in the red. So they had to do a lot of cost cutting, including getting rid of 1,000 employees, because in these macroeconomic times, people don't want to pay for skins anymore. Again, shocking, like weird shit. Like, wow, you can make that much money off of selling skins. That's weird. Anyways, right? And again, so how does that change things? What happens when free-to-play games is no longer economically viable? What happens when video gaming is no longer a pursuit that young people can do? Not just what does that do for the technology world, but it is also kind of interesting, what does that do for society in general? Anyways, these are the things I ponder. These are the things that I ponder in my basement as I try to actually do technology things, and actually as I try to actually build things to make the world a bit better place. So anyways, what do you think about this? Put your thoughts down below. Do remember to do these videos in order to support Silicon Dojo, free hands-on technology education that empowers you to do whatever the hell it is you want to do in Asheville and Durham, North Carolina. We have a class coming up on the OpenAI API. That's going to be on Tuesday. If you're interested, take a look at silicondojo.com to sign up for one of the classes. If you would like to support what we do, there's a donor box link down below. Do remember, free to the end user is not actually free. Oh, Lordy, you gotta start begging for money. I gotta start upping my e-begging game. The donor box link is down there, motherfuckers, if you'd like to support what I do. And with that, see y'all later.